What's up, YouTube? Zach's back with another attack. I want to tell you a little story about a woman who gave birth to twins and then had to put them both up for adoption. One of them went to a family out in Egypt and they named the kid Amal, and the other one went to a family in Spain and they named him Juan. Years later, Juan sends his birth mom a picture of himself, and his mom sighs and says, "Man, I just really wish I could have a picture of Amal right now." And the father looks at his wife and says, "Honey, they're twins. If you've seen Juan, you've seen Amal."
If you like darkness and hanging with Heartless, then you are not Sora, but you may be looking for a channel to watch. Zack to the future.
Let me just tell ya, Obi-Wan and Luke walked into a Chinese restaurant. 10 minutes into the meal, Luke is still struggling to use those little chopsticks, and Obi-Wan looks at him and goes, "Use the forks, Luke." My brother used to sleep with his head all the way under the pillow every night, and one morning he woke up with a note from the Tooth Fairy saying he better get some dentures. What is Mickey Mouse's favorite sport? Mini golf. Mahatma Gandhi, as you know, walked around barefoot all the time. This produced a rather impressive sort of calluses all over his feet. He also ate very little, which made him very thin and frail, and with his weird diet, he really had some bad, stinky breath, and I guess that kind of makes him a supercalifragilistic hexed with halitosis.
But, Shane, have you ever met my vegetarian wife?
No, I haven't met her before.
Ha! After returning to Destiny Island, Sora walked into his old house and he was delighted when he saw that someone stole all his lamps. I gotta say, I think Disney's going a little bit overboard with all this Frozen merchandise. Man, the other day I was walking in the store and I even saw a frozen turkey. And as you know, New Year's resolutions are things that go in one year and out the other.
Why were the Little Mermaid's boobs out in math class? Because she didn't have algebra.
What do you call a fairy that doesn't take baths? Stinkerbell. Why did the joke get called to the front of the class? Because it was called upon. A little boy ran into his father's house and he said, "Dad, Dad, Dad, is it true that an apple a day keeps the doctor away?" And his father said, "Yeah, I think it is, sure." The son said, "Dad, I really, really need an apple then." His dad says, "Why, boy, why?" And the son goes, "I just broke the doctor's window." I am so excited that it's been basically confirmed that Utada Hikaru is coming back to make the theme song for Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, I just love Kingdom Hearts themes. They're all so simple and clean. Do you guys know who Mike Wazowski's mom is? I was watching through the movie and I got one idea. What did Snow White say when Walgreens hadn't finished printing out her pictures yet? "Maybe someday my prince will come." Why should you never date a pastry chef? Because they'll desert you.
And today I am back here at Walmart, or maybe it's Kroger. Maybe I'm being a troll.
What's the difference between a good joke and a bad joke timing? I just have to let you know that becoming a vegetarian is a huge mistake. Hey Google, tell me the funniest joke you know.
One joke. Coming up, it's a wonder how stadiums get so hot when they're filled with fans.
Why did the man get fired from the Tickle Me Elmo factory? He misheard when they said to give it 2 test tickles. What program do Jedis use to open PDF files? Adobe One Kenobi. I just gotta ask you, what do you call a stoner's wife? Mrs. Hippie. That one would be funnier if you were stoned. Yo mama's so stupid, she went to the Apple store to get a Big Mac. Just kidding, I love you, mama. What is King Mickey's favorite state?
Minnesota. What do you call a cow that mows your lawn? Mulan. My little sister made her password for her email Mickey, Donald, Pluto, Goofy, and I asked her why. She said, it told me to use 4 characters. Why did the Oreo go to the dentist? He needed a new filling. I'm not saying that I can't juggle. I'm just saying I don't have the balls for it. What did one bean say to the other bean? How ya been? So a pirate walks into a bar with the steering wheel of his ship like glued to his crotch, and the bartender goes, man, you know your steering wheel's stuck in your crotch. What's up with that, man? And the pirate goes, arr, it's driving me nuts. Why can't you hear pterodactyls go to the bathroom? Because the P is silent. What did the pirate say when he turned 80 years old? Aye, matey. What's a ghost's religion of choice? Buddhism. What's the difference between Batman and a thief? Hey. Batman can go into the store without Robin. That's not funny. So a man and a woman were standing on their porch, and the wife's looking over at the neighbors going, look at Jim. He's always holding his wife's hand and kissing her and holding doors for her, taking her out. How come you never do those things? The guy goes, I barely know her. So my dad used to make the best lasagna, but he always told me to eat over my plate. One day I was like, Dad, what does it matter if I eat over my plate? And he's like, you'll get lasagna. Okay, that one was bad. So I asked the lion and the witch what they were doing in my wardrobe. They said it's Narnia business. My arm feels like a tiny dollar bill. It's a little tender. So a man put an ad in the newspaper saying, wife wanted. The next day he got 100 letters, and they all said the exact same thing. You can have mine. So I used to be a waiter and a bartender, and whenever a vegan would come in, I would always have to walk on eggshells to not offend them, and that always seemed to make them more angry. I got a quick joke for ya. What do you give to a sick lemon? Lemonade. People always ask me how I managed to sneak so much candy into the movie theaters. Well, I got a few tricks up my sleeve. Why did the toilet paper roll down the hill? To get to the bottom. Just looking at my ceiling here, and I'm not sure if it's the best ceiling ever, but it's definitely up there. It is Wednesday, my dudes. I was in a job interview the other day, and the interviewer said, what's your greatest strength? And I said, I fall in love too easily. And the interviewer was a little confused, but he said, and what's your greatest weakness? And I said, those big blue eyes. I work all day building doors at a factory, so I'm constantly just swinging a hammer, and I'm a little Thor. How come when everyone went onto Noah's Ark, the 2 worms didn't go in an apple? Because everyone had to go in pairs. So a man gets on the scale, and he's sucking in his tummy, and his wife walks in and goes, that's not gonna help at all. And he goes, sure it is. That's the only way I can see the numbers. I wanted to let you guys know about my wife's new tropical food diet. She's got this stuff all over the house. It's enough to make a mango crazy. I walked up to a blonde lady who was just had a can of soda, and she was sucking on the bottom of it, and I was like, lady, what the heck are you doing? And she's like, it says drink by the date on the bottom, but it's not working very well. I want to tell you about the time that I went into the doctor's office and I said, Doc, my nose, it hurts really bad. Can you take a look at it? And the doc takes a look at it, and my nose goes, hey doc, can I borrow 20 bucks? Just starts talking to him, and the doctor goes, I see what the problem is.
Your nose is broke. I just wanted to tell you about the time that my doctor said I was drinking too much and I should give him a urine sample. There was an olive in it. I used to really not like facial hair, but then it grew on me. Did you hear about the kidnapping at the school? He woke up. Why did the police officer smell so bad? 'Cause he was on duty. Why don't crabs give to charity? Because they're shellfish. I wanted to let you guys know that I ended up selling my vacuum cleaner. It was just gathering dust. I just wanted to talk about how everyone thinks that mountains are so funny, but I just don't think they are. They're hill areas. Did you guys know that the only thing flat earthers fear is the sphere itself? This might be the second best show that I have ever seen. The first is that one show about the beavers, and man, that was the best damn show I've ever seen. Do you guys know why the blind man fell into the well? Because he couldn't see that well. My electric toothbrush broke today, so I had to switch to my acoustic. I just wanted to tell you guys about how my friend who works as a nurse in the local hospital, she keeps telling me about this patient of hers who's been on the floor for a couple weeks. I'm like, why don't you just pick her up and put her back in the bed? What's up, YouTube? Al's back with another attack. Let's talk about that. A sexy hobo was driving down the road in a Mustang convertible. Somebody stopped him and said, "How did you get such a nice car?" He explained how I was sitting on the curb and a beautiful woman driving his car picked me up, and she said I was really sexy, so she drove me back to the middle of the woods, and she goes, "Kiss me." So I kissed her as passionately as I could, and then she took off all of her clothes and said, "Take anything I've got." And it didn't look like her panties would fit me, so I took her car. What is Whitney Houston's favorite type of coordination? I don't think that women should be allowed to have kids after 40. I mean, 40 kids is just way too many by any standard.